The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you are having an amazing week. And I'm very excited to spend some time with you here in December. I know life gets so busy in the hustle and bustle of everything that we tend to participate in December. And I'm really excited that you're leaning into pausing, taking a moment to let us pour into you, to really support you, so that as you go forth and you go back out into the world, you're feeling a little less pulled lots of directions. You're feeling more centered, more focused, and really in a place that you are going forward in the way you want to go forward. And when we remember to pause, it helps us do that. I find actually when I put lots of things on my plate and then other people put things on my plate and I start to have one of those days that's running me and I'm thinking if one more thing happens, I'm just not sure I can handle it. And then guess what? That one more thing happens. And what I find in that moment is if I can remember to pause, if I can remember to take that deep breath when that moment happens, because it's not if, it's when they happen. And I can pause and say, okay, Rebecca, is this who you want to be? And typically that stressed out, being run a million directions is not who I want to be. And so I'm able to answer and say, no, this is not who I want to be. Okay, with the next breath, then I ask a second question. Who do you want to be? And usually it'll be, I want to be calmer. I want to be more focused. I want to be on purpose. I want to have a little more space and energy and feel focused and ready. And then that voice will say to me, then be that with your next breath. And I find in those few seconds, I shift and I'm able to have clarity. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to make decisions. And sometimes that involves taking some things off my plate that moment so that I can really be who I want to be. And this takes being committed to yourself, being committed to being who you are called to be and what you're called to be, not just once in a while, but having it be the way that you live your life. And I want to encourage you, even in the hustle and bustle of this season, as we're coming to the end of the year, we're reflecting back on how this year has flowed, and we're looking ahead at the next year. It's a perfect time to pause, to breathe, and really think about, are you being who you want to be? Are you moving forward in those areas that matter most to you? Are you feeling when you look back, wow, this feels very similar to last year? Then that may be a time to reevaluate what's on your plate and your focus and the things that you're doing. Because the way we are, breath to breath, day to day, is how our weeks go. It's how our months go, and that adds up to our years and to our life. So every moment we have this choice to be who we want to be and be becoming who we want to become. And today I have an amazing expert. I'm very excited to bring her to you. And she is someone that I met recently and saw her present, and so heartfelt, so wise, has such a vast range of experience with a lot of heart and realness that she brings to the table. And so I'm very honored to have her joining us and sharing from that space of how do you live your life in a way that you're bringing forward what matters to you most, the way you define success, the way you want to build your life. Her name is Coach Sherry Winn. I'm going to more formally introduce her in the next segment, but I want you to meet her heart to heart. So we're going to start today by taking a moment to connect heart to heart first. And then we'll get into our amazing content, all that we have ready for you today. But the way I know you can get the most out of our time together today is to be very present. That's why I wanted to remind you to do that check-in. And I wanted to celebrate that in the hustle and bustle of life and this season, you're leaning into you and you're saying, yes, I matter. I want to be equipped and empowered in my life. And you have said yes to you. And so I want to honor that time with you and our time together today. So I want us to focus in just for this time together to be really, really present. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe, both hands on the wheel, eyes open and alert, inwardly tuning in. Those of you who are able to, though, I invite you to put both feet on the floor. Sit back in your chair, really feel it supporting you. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing all of you in, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And let's take a big belly breath today. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Wonderful. And let's do that again. And as you breathe out, close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. Wonderful. And in this quiet space, keep breathing. That deep belly breath actually brings us present, lowers our cortisol, and puts us in a place where we can receive. So keep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Wonderful. And in this space, I ask you to lean in and really see, what is it that you need today? What is it that will encourage you, empower you, perhaps help you slow down a little bit and be very present? Be who you want to be. What is it that you need today, real time, that you are willing to say yes to, willing to lean into, to actively be looking at and willing to receive? What is it you need? And I invite you just to receive that information. It can come in a picture, a phrase, a sound, a song, a memory, all different types of ways information is communicated with us. I invite you to breathe that in, receive that information, come back into the room, eyes open, fully present. And here's the first action I invite you to take. Write down what it is that was laid on your heart, what it is that you are looking for and willing to receive real time. It's so easy in the busyness of life to forget what we're looking for, to forget what it is that we need, and then we can sometimes miss it. If we can instead be on the lookout, anticipating, accepting, willing to receive, it's a lot easier to know what to say yes to, what to say no to, and what is really going to support us as we are becoming who we want to be and going where we want to go in life. So let's breathe that in. Wonderful. Well, I wanted to open up the conversation heart to heart here as we are being very present. We're taking this time to connect heart to heart. And what was really laid on my heart as we went in and listened is how much I appreciate being able to connect with each of you. I was filled with appreciation and gratitude. All of you have enriched my life so much and so deeply by being you and participating in this conversation and sharing your heart and your life and your time with me and with our guests. And I want to thank you for being one of our listeners, for being who you are, and sharing your life with us, heart to heart. And Coach Sherry Winn, I was wondering if you had something laid upon your heart that you wanted to share.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for just the opening, how beautiful your words were, and how you really open up the opportunity for people to feel. And I'm so appreciative of that. So when you're talking, what came to me was two things. One was allow, and the other one was to love yourself. So many times we don't even allow ourselves to love ourselves. We have all these words we use that stop us from that, instead of just allowing love to come to us and feeling the love that we deserve for ourselves. So when you were speaking, I felt that, some of the things that we do is we get so busy we forget to stop and feel, that true deep love for ourselves. And I hope that in this season, when everybody's busy shopping and doing things and in their busyness of trying to please everybody else, they stop and take the time to love themselves.
Yes. I'm breathing that in. I love that we remember to do that. And it can be as simple as a pause, as a moment in time. I know one of the activities I do during this season, I love Christmas lights. I just love them. I love seeing them twinkle on the ceiling. I love to see them outside. And I purposely take a moment every day to just breathe that in and enjoy them. I just find those things that make me feel good. So I love that you've tapped into that we allow those times and that space and to feel love, whatever it is that helps us feel that way. So really powerful, remembering to feel in this season and not let it run us. And in fact, we can do that our whole lives, not just during this holiday season. So listeners, as we get ready to go to our first commercial break, I invite you to give yourself the gift of these 2 minutes. Really be present. Allow yourself to feel loved, to feel encouraged, and to take the break. Carve out this time for you to be fully present. Don't run off and try to cross more things off the list. Really be present and receive this gift of 2 minutes just for you. And we'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is Voice America Women. We are leaders in the forward movement of women's success.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Have you friended us on Facebook yet?
Why not?
Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for the keywords Voice America. Once you are part of our Facebook network, you'll receive daily messages about what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and new happenings at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. And you can add your voice to the always active discussions on our timeline. Just go to facebook.com/Voice America or search for Voice America.
This is Voice America Women. We are leaders in the forward movement of women's success.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you richly enjoyed those 2 minutes just for you. And guess what? You're going to have opportunities throughout our show to have 2 minutes just for you. And I really encourage you to take that time, take that gift, receive it, allow yourself to be very present and process what's being shared with you real time. So when you go back out into the world, you haven't added new things to your to-do list. You've actually been nourished and equipped and empowered, and you're going forth with purpose. So really give yourself the gift of those 2 minutes throughout our show, and I'll let you know when those opportunities are coming. You got to meet our amazing guest earlier today, heart to heart, as we were going into that time of listening and sharing. But I wanted you to know the more formal background of Coach Sherry Winn as well, because we're going to lead into a conversation where she's going to be sharing amazing content and wisdom with you. So let me share a little bit of her background. She is a 2-time Olympian, All-American, National Championship basketball coach, Amazon bestseller, in-demand motivational speaker, leads multiple workshops and seminars. She is a success coach, seminar trainer. I think of her as a leader of leaders and absolutely passionate about unleashing the winner in you, really helping you step forward powerfully. Please lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Coach Sherry Winn to the show. Welcome.
Yay, I'm getting high fives and chest bumps. Woo!
Exactly. Yeah, my hands were up and waving. Well, you are warmly welcomed with a cheer. And I love to start our conversation with why. Why is the work that you do supporting people in this way, really helping them move forward? And you have some amazing philosophies I know you're going to be sharing with us today. But I'd love to start the conversation with why. Why is this work that you do so personally important to you?
That's a very simple reason. Most of us go through something in our lives that has a huge impact, something that changes us, that causes us to change, that pushes us a little further, that makes us look a little deeper. And in my life, that very thing happened to me when I was 33. I developed chronic pain. Mm-hmm. And up until that point, everything that I had done was all about being physical. It was the athlete in me. It was training. It was working out, running, lifting, rock climbing, whatever. And at that point, when I developed chronic pain, all of that shut down. It was because I wasn't listening to my higher self. I wasn't listening to myself emotionally. I wasn't listening to myself spiritually. I wasn't taking those two moments that you talked about today to be present, to really listen. And that was a moment that I discovered, how angry I was and how sad I was and how everything in my life up to that point had been me pushing and not ever relaxing into it and allowing the moment to happen. And because of the pain that I suffered through all the years in chronic pain and the pain I suffered prior to that, the anger and the depression, when I went through this transformation, I knew that other people were hurting too, because I see it every day, I hear it every day, and I know there's ways out. And my hope is that I can share those ways with other people so that they don't have to suffer for as long as I did, that maybe they can learn their answer faster, that they can come to their conclusion a little bit faster, and they don't have to stand in that pain for so long.
Thank you for sharing. And I know you were in that chronic pain, if I'm correct, 11 years. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. It was 5 years
That's a
of
long
really
time.
intense. Yeah, it was 5 years of very intense pain. I mean, extreme pain. Like, I couldn't push a grocery cart through the grocery store long enough to buy groceries. I couldn't sit at a movie theater long enough to watch a movie. And that lasted for about 5 years. And then the next 6 years were, the intensity went from like a 10 to maybe a 5. So it's half of that intensity, but not really allowing me to, live life at the fullest. It was just always this fear that the pain was going to come back, or the fear that the pain was going to be there, or how the pain was stopping me from doing what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. And it just strikes me not only how so much of what you had done prior to that was depending on being physical and strong and using all of your skills and talents in that area. And then to, in a sense, for me, it would be like suddenly life just changed and someone changed the rules and there's this disabling pain, both physical and emotional. And I could understand disillusionment and anger and sadness with that. And to me, I really appreciate you sharing that, because many of us listeners have been in pain in different ways, or we have been so accustomed to operating in the world in a certain way, and then life suddenly the rules changed. We've had that life-changing experience, and there are all kinds of emotions that can accompany that, and it can be very scary and disabling in ways. And I appreciate your heart, because I could hear your heart when you were sharing this heart to make it easier for another, that they don't need to stay in that pain as long, that you can really help them move through. So thank you for doing the work that you do and your heart for what you do.
Well, thank you. It was not an easy journey because I'm stubborn. People, stubbornness can be a good thing. It can be a bad thing. I mean, as most things are for us. If we lean too far one direction, that can create more pain for us. But what the body does is the body's a messenger. And when we don't listen to our body, when we don't take the time, like you said, to take those minutes to really listen, to ask questions, the body becomes our messenger, and it gives us the messages that we really need to hear. And if we would just stop and listen and really take in what's around us, if we could hear those words and hear it, whether it's a sound, it's a word, or it's a picture, an image, a feeling, if we would stop for those moments and feel those things and allow ourselves to feel, then the body wouldn't have to bring us into pain. I mean, it wouldn't have to give us that, hello, knock, 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 I'm here, listen now. We could do it a lot easier, but so many times we choose to take the hard road, and it's not necessary. It's really not necessary to do.
Yes, I agree. If we could learn to listen when it's a quieter voice before it's shouting at us, we can navigate a little bit differently in life. So really, really true. Now, I know that you teach about the power of the phrase, I am. And you discovered this in your journey from, I know, a personal experience, and it's something that you really help people with. Do you mind sharing a little bit about what it means to you, where you discovered this, and how you support people with this powerful phrase of I am?
Well, I am are the two most powerful words in the universe, because whatever you say after those words becomes your truth. We say the words I am in our heads, like internally. We don't say them out loud. But a lot of times we say things like, I am not enough, I am not smart enough, I am not thin enough, I am not pretty enough, I am not enough. Or we say things like, I am stupid, I am whatever, and we expect a different outcome. We expect to say those things over and over again, and yet when we finish saying them, we're waiting for something great to happen. And we can't understand why we're not getting it. But what you say to yourself becomes your truth. And when I was a young person in third grade, they were going to hold me back a grade because I couldn't read at the third grade level. And that started me really saying the words, I'm stupid, I'm stupid, I'm stupid. And then later on, I discovered that how those words were really harming me. No matter what I did, no matter how many achievements I did, academically, whether I was as academic All-American or valedictorian or whatever, I still had this story from third grade that I was stupid. And those words resonated with me until I understood from a coach of mine who called me stupid, and I got thrown out of a game because I reacted, and I only reacted because the story was still there in my head. And once I eliminated the words, I'm stupid, and started realizing how smart I really am, then that storyline that I held for all those years disappeared. And I know people out there probably have a story that they're telling themselves right now, some story that they're bringing into the present moment that's stopping them from receiving the greatness and stopping them from being the winner they are. And one of the ways to unleash your inner winner, one of the ways to be that miracle you were born to be, is start telling yourself, I am amazing, I am beautiful, I am loved, I am worthy, I am.
Yes. So listeners, let's pause for a moment and really see, what are you saying to yourself? What story are you telling? I am, because that is becoming your truth. And what is it that you want to be telling yourself? Because guess what? We're at another one of those 2-minute moments. So as we go in to this next opportunity just for you, these 2 minutes, I want you to be thinking about the phrase I am and see, just check in, not with criticism, not with judgment, but with awareness. Are you telling yourself something that you don't want to keep telling yourself? Is there a falsehood that you have been claiming as truth? And I invite you to rewrite that. So as we go into this 2 minutes, just check in and see. And then choose purposely who you are, what you're telling yourself you are. Write your own I am. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is Voice America Women. We are leaders in the forward movement of women's success.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Now you can take your favorite Voice America radio program with you anywhere. Sign up for our mobile app if you have an iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry. The Voice America Interactive Radio Player, powered by Aircast, gives you the freedom to listen to any of our programs, anywhere, live and on demand. No registration is required. Listen to your favorite Voice America hosts and discover new ones. Download the Voice America mobile app for iPhone, Android, or BlackBerry, powered by Aircast. Visit the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you took that opportunity, those 2 minutes, to explore. Kind of see where you're at with I am. What are you telling yourself? What are you claiming about yourself, and what are you now going to claim going forward? Because we get to make these choices every moment, every breath. We get to build and be who we choose to be. And I wanted to shift our conversation and talk a little bit about commitment versus interest, because I find when we're looking at how we're showing up in life, when we're looking at how we're making decisions, are we being purposeful? Are we being mindful? Are we moving in the directions that we're wanting to move? We can be interested in a lot of different things. We would like a lot of different things to happen, but there's a different level of intensity when we're committed to making it happen and being that. And so I wanted us to spend a little time exploring that. So, Coach, I would love to hand the floor over to you and have you share a little bit about what you have learned around interest and commitment.
Well, that's truly the defining moment for everybody is, are you going to stay in your interest zone, or are you going to move to commitment? So many, as I coached basketball for 23 years, I had a lot of interested players who were interested in being good, interested in being, all conference or most valuable player or all-American. Many, many interests, but very few ever committed to it. And the people who chose to commit were those people who decided why. What was their why? What was their biggest reason? What were they going to gain from the commitment? And when they could find that why, when they could really settle into it and find something that was big enough for them, they could move from interest to commitment. I've seen so many people that stand on the side of being good but never dip over into great. They can't make the move from that interest, which is good, into greatness, which is commitment. And all it takes is the decision that, number one, you have your I am words that are going to back you, that you believe them, that you said them, that you felt them, that they become you. And secondly, you have to decide is that, what's my why? What is the one thing that's going to drive me through all my obstacles to move me from the moment when those obstacles come? And most people, when you hit an obstacle, and they will be there in your life, they drop out of whatever their goals are because they're interested and not committed. When you're committed, you're going to get through the obstacle. You're going to get around it, under it, over it, whatever you're going to do. But that's the biggest thing between interest and commitment. Most people stay on the interest side and don't allow them to fully engage to commitment.
Thank you for sharing that. Listeners, you are a gift. There is no one else in this world just like you that has your skill set, your talents, your abilities, your history, your experience. You are absolutely needed in this world. And I want to really encourage you, charge you, not charge like have a credit card charge, but charge you with going forth and really being willing to step into greatness, what you're called to be in the world. We need you. You make a difference. And it was breaking my heart as you were sharing that so many stay on the other side, that they let that obstacle stop them, because it's not, if there's an obstacle, it's when, and then a willingness to go through, around, under, whatever it may be, that doesn't stop what you're called to bring forward. And there are people around you in this world that need you. No one else can be you to them. And I want to encourage you to really take that responsibility, really take that commitment forward. We need you, and no one else can do that for you. So I encourage you, as we are pausing together, as we're reflecting on these things, really dig into what is your why, because that is what's going to drive you forward. That's when I find for myself, I'm willing to be uncomfortable and stretched and move further than I think I can. When I remember my why, that always encourages me to take that next step. So know what your why is. And if it helps, write it down on a little card that you can refer to. Carry it in your wallet, carry it in your purse. That if you forget your why, you can remember again. because we need you in this world, in this life. And I want to encourage you with all my heart to be willing to be committed to your why. Be willing to be committed to stepping into your greatness. Let's breathe that in. And speaking of our hearts and our passion in helping people step forward greatly and powerfully, you are a passionate and powerful woman. And I find some of us can hesitate in fully sharing our passion, fully sharing our power. Sometimes we can actually be afraid of how powerful we are. Sometimes we're afraid of how people might receive us, what they might say about us, how it might be interpreted if I'm too strong in that way, or I stand too powerfully in that way, or I raise my voice because I believe in something so much. And I wanted to talk with you, Coach Sherry Winn, about this because you are passionate and you are powerful. How have you found a way to navigate your power and your passion and keep showing up in a way that you are called to show up? And any advice you might give us in that vein?
Well, I think if you're not living your passion, if you can't live your passion, you're just in that survival mode. You're not being true to you. You're just surviving in this world. You're not ever going to be able to thrive if you can't move over to passion. So passion is something that, I think I was born with. I think one of my greatest strengths in life has been, motivation or passion for whatever it is that I get focused on. And yet that same kind of passion scares people. It scares people because it feels so powerful. And people don't know what that feels like. They're afraid to feel that powerful. They're afraid what other people might say about them. And I know from being an Olympian and being a national championship coach that there are many people who were ready to point the finger and point at me. And what I understood was this, that judgment didn't say anything about me, but it said everything about the person pointing the finger. And if you're afraid of your passion, if you're afraid of your passion, it's not about, you're afraid what somebody else is going to say about your passion. That's their issue. It's not yours. Your job is to dive into the thing that makes you feel alive, the thing that makes you breathe, that makes you want to get up in the morning, the thing that drives you forward. That's your job. You can't worry about those people around you who are pointing fingers. What it means is they haven't found their passion. They're afraid to step into their own power.
Yes. It was something that struck me as you were sharing. I had a conversation recently because we're launching a television network, which I'm very, very excited about. And it's bringing positive transformational programming to the world. And it's creating opportunities for people to step into alignment, reach the world, and create a business doing that where they are creating a legacy for themselves in the world, one show at a time. And I was explaining this to this individual, and I found myself, my voice raising, my arms waving, my animation growing. And after a while, it was like a one-person conversation. He was just receiving, and I was sharing. And I was so excited, and I catch myself like, ooh, I've gotten a little bit carried away. And this is the first time this individual has talked to me. So this little voice is going, Rebecca, wait, pause for a moment. Woo. And so I took a breath and I said, I didn't apologize. I said, as you can see, I am really passionate about what I'm called to bring forward, and I'm very excited to share it, and I appreciate you receiving and listening. I said, but I know this is a conversation, so what are the areas you want to focus on? And it was fine. And the individual, they laughed, and they said, I love your passion. I can see this is what you're called to bring forward, and I celebrate that you're doing that.
Absolutely.
And I breathed that in. Mm-hmm.
Right. People can't love your passion unless they live passionately. Right? When they can live passion, they can adore other people's passion.
Yes. Oh, anyway, I just want to encourage everyone out there, if you catch yourself in those moments, celebrate, your passion. You're sharing it. You're living it. And don't apologize for it. Celebrate it. Lean into it. Acknowledge it. And I love what you shared, that when people point their fingers, because also that's not an if, when they do, because they don't understand, or that's not their passion, or they don't know what their passion is, that doesn't take away from your power, your passion, and what you're called to bring to the world, because it's absolutely needed. And I'm getting passionate about passion. Love it. So I want to thank all of you for joining us and really exploring, stepping into our power, stepping into our passion. And as we get ready to go into this next 2-minute moment, I encourage you to process what's being shared. What are you passionate about? What are you committed to bringing forward and excited? And I had someone share this with me recently, that it's that dinner conversation, that thing that you have shared a zillion times, but somehow anywhere the subject gets kind of close to that, you light up and you are compelled to share about it again. The eyes might be rolling. They've all heard it before, but you light up. This is the thing, that dinner conversation thing. You are compelled and passionate to bring forward, and lean into that. So as we go into this next 2-minute moment, spend some time getting excited about what you're passionate about, what you're wanting to bring forward, and check in. Are you willing to be committed to that? We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the Walk Star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the Theater Queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Follow the Voice America Talk Radio Network on Twitter. We're at Voice America TRN. You'll get the latest fix on what's happening with our shows, this week's featured guests, and general happenings that you should know about at the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Now you don't have to miss anything when you're away from your home or office. Just go to twitter.com/Voice America TRN or follow along with us at Voice America TRN, the Voice America Talk Radio Network. We're on the cutting edge of social media. Can you keep up?
The Voice America Live Events page is here now to showcase your corporate, individual, or organization's live event. Visit voiceamerica.com/live events to see all of our past live events and find out more. Whether it's a multi-day conference, special speaker, or single-day event, we've got everything to make your event a success. We can do a few hours or a few days. For more information about taking your event to the next level, call Jeff Spinard at 480-294-6417 or email info@voiceamerica.com. Again, that's Jeff Spinard at 480-294-6417 or send us an email to info@voiceamerica.com.
This is the Voice America Women's Channel, where your success is limitless.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you spent those 2 minutes really thinking about what your passion is. And are you willing to be committed to it, to bring that forward? And I hope you actually started to get excited about whatever that thing is that you're passionate about. I find when I tap into it, my energy raises, my creativity raises. Suddenly, all things become possible, and the obstacle becomes smaller because I'm not focused on the obstacle anymore. I'm focused on my why. I'm focused on how do I get around it? And here is where I'm going. That's just something to move to the side as I go forward. Oh, tap into that energy and really push towards what matters most to you and to your why. And behind the scenes, Coach Sherry and I were talking, and she started to share one of her daily practices, because I was commenting how she was so willing to go with the flow of the conversation so we could serve you at the highest level. And she shared a really powerful practice. I asked if she would share it with you, because here's something that you can take with you. Here's a practice that you can build into your life as you're going forward, committed to living on purpose and with purpose. So, Coach Winn, do you mind sharing your daily practice?
Oh, absolutely. So one of the things that I do in the morning, and I have a lot of practices that I do to keep me positive and energized, committed. But one of the things I ask in the morning to my higher self, and you can call your higher self whatever it is that feels most comfortable to you. But I always ask, how can I serve to the highest good? So how can I serve to the highest good? And then during the day, when those opportunities arise, I have to lean into them and move forward with them, because I just said, like, how can I, do the highest good? How can I serve you to the highest good? And I can't just go, nope, just kidding. You got to be committed. Yeah, I don't do everything but that, or that. But, really you have to open up yourself to looking for the opportunities to, if that's, one of the things I want to do is be in a place where I can really help others. And so if I open myself up to that possibility every day, then when the opportunity presents itself, I have to be present. And if you're not in those moments of breathing and not in those moments of, giving time to yourself so that you're aware of your passion and your love and your commitments and the things that you want to honor, you cannot honor those when they come in front of you. So when Rebecca asked, when you ask, would I be willing to move forward in any direction the conversation went? Of course, because it's going toward the highest good of the people who are listening.
Yes. So listeners, what a powerful way to be, to every day ask that and seek it throughout the day, especially when you have those surprises along the way or you're not quite so sure where things are going or what decision to make. But if we can pause and seek that, what is the highest good? And then be willing to do it. And I'm just kind of smiling and laughing, because when I've had those moments, I've had a tendency to say, okay, I will go do this, and I'm willing to touch people's lives if I don't have to. And I have like a whole list if I don't do this or that or this or that. And what the voices always come back to me and said, Rebecca, I think you misunderstood the question or the direction or the choice here. It's yes or no. It's not yes but or yes if. It's yes or no. And that becomes a very serious, different kind of question. And I'm so grateful to have those moments to pause and ask. And what I have found is the reason I would have all those contingencies is because I was afraid, because I was going somewhere I hadn't gone before and I didn't know how. But I've learned every step prepares you for the next. So I want to encourage you to build that practice of really pausing and asking. And you don't get to have all those contingencies, if, but, maybe. It's yes or no. Are you willing to do? And then the answer becomes very clear. So really build that into your life. Now, I have thoroughly enjoyed you visiting us, Coach Sherry Winn. Thank you for joining us. And listeners, I am sure you have been richly blessed by what she has shared with us today. And on top of that, she has prepared an amazing gift. So, Coach Sherry Winn, do you mind sharing with our listeners the amazing gift?
Absolutely. I'd love to spend an hour with you. Just gift it to you to help you through any of those things that you're interested in and you can't seem to find the commitment level. You don't know what your why is. You've been standing on the tip of good for so long, but you can't seem to get to greatness. And your inner voice is crying out to you, saying, you are awesome, you're amazing, this is what you came to do, this is what you came to live. But you can't seem to shake whatever it is that keeps you in your comfort zone, whatever it is that keeps you just on the edge, but not into the greatness, not into your passion. I love to share that hour with you and help you in any way that I can. Find that your life's purpose, your passion to gain your commitment to achieving what you came here to do.
Yes. Underlined exclamation point. What a generous offer to spend an hour getting that kind of support and clarity. Here's how you access that. You go to radiogifts.net. Radio Gifts, and that's plural because there's multiple gifts. You'll see some there from me as well, .net. Enter in your name and email address so we can stay in touch, and then click down to today's date, which is December 20th, and you will see Coach Sherry Winn's beautiful picture and the opportunity to connect with her. I invite you to do that. What a generous opportunity to have that kind of personalized support to help you step into your greatness, to get support in that commitment. I thank you for being willing to join us today, to be willing to explore how to step from interest into commitment, how to really step forward powerfully in your passion. Just imagine if each of us started to pause, started to ask those questions, and were willing to step forward into our greatness, to share our gifts with the world, life by life, heart by heart. That is how we make the world a better place. It's each of us being willing to take a step, being willing to step into our greatness. So as you go forth, I want to encourage you, wherever you go, whatever you do, may you always, always bloom where you're planted and be willing to shine your greatness to the world. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program, brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the preceding program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views